Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Power of the Primes Dinobot Sludge. Yes, the fourth or fifth Dinobot now to come out in the Power of the Primes line. You can see he's a sauropod with the typical Dinobot colors. And of course he comes in this package right here. You can see there he is with the render and the artwork up here and the little box, and on the back here he is in the two renders and how many steps he is and all the Prime Masters and how will the Decepticon stomping Dinobot wield the power of the Primes. So there's the box, and of course in said box along with figure is his instructions right there like usual, and his collector card, which Dinobot Sludge, nice artwork again, and it's Solus. Crafts a planet-sized simulation chamber so bots can train. Well, how about that? Training bots. And yes, this is his Dino mode. Little long neck, what was it? I can't remember what was original. Was it Brontosaurus? I want to say Brontosaurus. I think that's what he's supposed to be originally. You also see he's at a slight angle because, well, these front feet don't like to bend in such a way there, well, you can't really put these at you can't put it straight like this because otherwise this is banging into stuff, and you kind of have to do it at this weird angle like this. It works. It's not a huge problem, just kind of you can't have it sitting like this because the feet, you have to bend these in a weird way, and it looks better like this, honestly. But yeah, it's a silver, gold, translucent, black, and red. A little bit of tech detailing back here, tampoed. It's overall a pretty nice dinosaur mode. Well, you can also see right through that. Yeah, that bit's hollow for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but it is. But overall, it's a pretty decent looking dinosaur mode. I mean, he's also got a bit of articulation, not a whole lot, but he's got a bit. You got, of course, you can open his close his mouth here just a little bit. It's just the tiniest amount, but you can open it. His back leg can move forward and back on one hinge, and his front legs can move forward and back and outward, and these elbows, I guess, can bend as well both ways. And that's your articulation in Dino mode. Not really a whole lot there, but that's what you get. He also, of course, comes with his gun and prime armor. This is actually the same gun that Slug uses. And this is the same prime armor that all of those Dinobots except the one has, and there's only one minor difference. But he can plug onto the robot mode. There's multiple ports you could, or alt mode. They have multiple ports though on the legs. If you want, you can have them on the legs. You can plug one of these little side ports here if you want. And that's about it, really. I guess you can try to plug this into the back of the neck here. You can kind of do that. It's very shallow port, so it's not going to exactly... Okay, it is... Okay, there we go. I was going to say, it's not usually a great port, so I was surprised. But, yeah. You can do that, kind of like the originals, I believe. I haven't actually messed with the original G1s in a long time. But, yeah. Decent robot mode, or dinosaur mode. I don't know why I keep doing that. Anyway, he also, I'm going to have to move him back a bit because we're going to be putting a whole bunch of dinosaurs in here. He looks pretty darn good with, well, the rest of the Dinobots. Try to get them all in frame here. Yep, there they are, all six of the Power of the Prime Dinobots. And yep, they have a very consistent color scheme. The only outlier being that blue there, but I don't mind that. They just look good together. And there's Snarl. We'll get to Snarl. Will be another review. Should be up pretty shortly as well. So yeah, they all look good. They look very reminiscent of G1 and everything. So it's very nice, kind of, getting the whole Dinobot crew officially again. It's been a long time since that's happened, or well, without resorting to weird movie molds. Yeah. So yeah, probably should go ahead and move on to transformation. So transformation, first things first are the limb modes, and I'm gonna go ahead and go to leg first, and it's actually pretty straightforward. Take the tail here, move it down like this. Take the legs and just move them back. So there's a little tab right here. So you can see that, but little tiny tab right there that goes in that little slot like that. And there you go. That's the bottom part done. Then you take the front legs and move them this way like this. You bend them backwards, and there's a little peg right here on the elbow which goes into this hole right there. So, like so. Then finally you take the head. No, that's wrong. Wrong hinge. Take the head. There's a hinge back here. You pop it forward, and this little hole right here. Yeah, that hole. Yeah, I keep exposing the robot head. This hole right here will go over this very shallow peg right here. Holds actually pretty well. And then you flip the head around, and you take the peg, move it out like that. And of course, you take a combiner foot and plug it in the bottom here. And that is his leg mode. Again, pretty straightforward. It's a leg. I mean, that's about it really. It's a leg. There you go. Not a whole lot to it. It's kind of neat to, have a dinosaur for a head for a kneecap, but honestly, that's kind of all about it. I kind of wish these fists weren't exposed, but you can put weapons or something like there. So if you can take his gun, and so if he's the leg mode, you can put it right here if you want as kind of a shooting leg or something. Or you can store the gun on the side, each way or not. And of course, there's also arm mode, which is pretty much the same. Just move that down, and then you have to, split the back half here entirely. So split it in half and take the tail pieces. You're going to have to also move these legs out of the way, so you can move these tail pieces out of the way. So you can, take the back half and open it up like so. Close it up and there's these little black pieces in here. It's much like Sludge. There's little black pieces in there. You fold those out like that. This one on mine doesn't want to fold, so I have to sometimes get in here and with my finger and do that first, and then it'll fold out like that. Then you can close it back up and everything, and take the tail pieces and peg them back together. So, and take the feet and put them back up where they were. Then rotate this whichever way for the elbow. And of course, take the prime armor and turn it into a hand. I can just get these fingers out. There we go. Yep. And that's the arm mode. Pretty basic. Pretty simple. I think he actually kind of works better, a little bit better as a leg than an arm. It's not the worst arm I've seen, but I don't know, there's kind of this big bleh right here on the shoulder, just kind of, it looks alright. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's just an alright arm, I guess. There you go. And of course, take him all the rest of the way into robot mode. Straighten these out. Rotate it so it's facing this way, because you have to get his torso is different than other ones. Rotate this way, and it actually, there's a click point right there. Split the legs apart. Take the combiner peg and fold it back in. Unpeg the arms and move the dino head back and click into place. Move the arms up, like so. Take the top of the dinosaur and split in half. Move the arms down. Pull the fists out and then rotate them around at the bicep. Same on this side. Take the arm, fold it down, pull the fist out, rotate the bicep. And then take the dinosaur head, move back. This, you may have to open that up first, but you should be able to force itself open. And then put it on the back, like that. And you got Sludge's robot mode. And yes, he's pretty much a remold of Slug, more or less. I mean, this isn't a semantics thing about retooling or shared engineering. He is pretty much a straight remold of Slug, for better or for worse. So he kind of shares the same problem with Slug in that he kind of looks a little scrawnier than he should be, especially for a Dinobot, especially for Sludge. Sludge should not be scrawny, and unfortunately he is, because he has to be for combiner stuff. But because I think if he's just a little bulkier, he'd look a little bit better. But as it is, he just kind of looks too small. But, you know, he has his gun, which, again, slayers a slug. And you can put it in his fist. You can also take his prime armor. You can peg it on to the front here. There's just an open peg hole. Peg it on. You can also, of course, take a prime master, like, say, Alpha Trion here, and plug it in. Like that. Still looks ridiculous, but you can do it if you want. He's got some decent detailing stuff. I mean, he's got this like weird little symbol right here. It looks kind of like crosshairs right there on the chest. You know, he's got the text detailing from the dinosaur mode still there. There's the gold feet, silvers and reds and blacks. His face, I mean, it's silver, picked on silver with, you know, yellow eyes, but he kind of has a bit of a 1,000-yard stare, I think. But he's also got this little Autobot symbol right there on his chest. This little tiny one. But I guess it just, he'd look better if he's just a little bulkier, and that's kind of the problem, really. It's just, he suffers the same thing the Slug does. It's just doesn't look big enough, all things considered. I mean, it's kind of a shared problem with some of them. But his articulation, head, left and right, on a swivel. Elbows or shoulders on ball joints, so forward and back, outward quite a bit. Bicep swivel on a mushroom peg. He's got a softy ratchet, faux ratchet elbow. So he can move forward and back. Actually, can move way back. His waist can swivel. Again, there's that click point right in the middle. Ball jointed hips, forward and back, outward, not this far because of limitations thanks to the cut. He's got a thigh swivel. He's got knees, which bend about this far before everything kind of gets stopped up. And that's pretty much it for articulation. Nothing gets super in the way or anything, except I guess back here. That kind of gets away, preventing the knee from bending any further. But, yeah, again, he's just too scrawny for his own good. But here he is with the rest of the Dinobots. Including Snarl, Slug, Grimlock, Swoop, who's kind of obscured. There we go. Slash, the newest Dinobot. And, yeah, they do look pretty good together, all things considered. I mean, again, these two share the problem of they look a little scrawnier than they really should be. Swoop's fine. Snarl actually doesn't look too bad. And Grimlock's actually pretty big and bulky. And Slash, well, I guess it makes sense. She wouldn't be too big. She's Legends, and yeah. But yeah, just the problem is these two look a little scrawny because they have to be combiner limbs as well as being Dinobots. So it kind of stinks on that. And yes, they all combine into Volcanicus. I'll get to that in Snarl's review. But yeah, that's the whole crew. And as I suspect most people are going to display them that way because, again, the combined mode has been kind of underwhelming for a lot of people. Although there is that perfect effective kit that kind of makes things a little better, but still, that's a lot of extra money on top of it. It's what going to be total like $50 or $60 for the kits to fix it, I guess. But yeah. So Sludge here, I would honestly say if it wasn't for if you aren't planning on getting all the Dinobots, if you're just planning on getting Sludge, I would actually say skip him. Only get him if you're getting the entire team, because he's kind of underwhelming as a robot. You know, if it wasn't for the fact I was just trying to get the complete Dinobot team, I probably would have just skipped over him. He's not particularly exciting or anything. He's too scrawny in this mode. His alt mode's okay, and it's just his limb mode, his arm mode's okay-ish. His leg mode's decent. He's just kind of adequate. And I would honestly recommend just kind of skipping him. If you're just going to get just Sludge, skip him until you can get him cheaper. But otherwise, it's just go ahead and, you know, only if he's, well, you can find him. Or only if you can, you know, you're getting the whole set of Dinobots, honestly. Otherwise, yeah, he's just okay. So, yeah, that's it. I hope you found this entertaining or informative, and I shall see you next time with another video review.